Annyeonghaseyo, and welcome back to Travel Destinations Cinematic, the channel where we count down the world's most beautiful destinations in stunning cinematic style. Today we have another top 10 for you, and today we are heading to a country that surprises almost everyone who visits it. Let's go! Welcome back, everybody. Today, South Korea, a country that most travelers associate primarily with Seoul, its extraordinary capital. But South Korea is a country of remarkable depth and variety, where ancient Confucian culture, Buddhist temples hidden in mountain forests, and centuries-old village traditions survive in genuine and living form alongside one of the most technologically advanced and culturally dynamic societies on Earth. From the windswept coastline of the south to the granite peaks of the national parks, from the lantern-lit alleyways of ancient Hanok villages to the spectacular natural wetlands of the southwest, South Korea has far more to offer than most visitors ever discover. This is our 10 most beautiful destinations in South Korea, and our number 1 might surprise you. We would love to hear yours in the comments. Sit back, get some bibimbap or tteokbokki, and enjoy the show. Starting our journey at number 10, the DMZ, the Demilitarized Zone. The Korean Demilitarized Zone is one of the most sobering and thought-provoking places you can visit anywhere in the world. This 4-kilometer-wide buffer strip, stretching 250 kilometers across the Korean peninsula, has divided North and South Korea since the Armistice of 1953, and it remains one of the most heavily militarized borders on Earth. Visiting the DMZ, looking across the border at North Korea from the Joint Security Area at Panmunjom, is a powerful reminder of one of the world's most enduring and most painful divisions. Arriving at South Korea's most vibrant port city at number 9, Busan. Busan is South Korea's second city, sprawling along a dramatic coastline of sandy beaches, rocky headlands, and busy fishing harbors in the far southeast of the country. Busan has an energy and a character that is distinctly different from Seoul. The Gamcheon Culture Village has become one of the most visited attractions in the city. The Jeonju Fish Market, where the day's catch is sold live from tanks and grilled on the spot, is one of the finest and most authentic food experiences in Korea. And the temples, particularly the extraordinary Haedong Yeonggungsa, built directly on the rocky coastal cliffs above the sea, are among the most dramatically situated in the entire country. Discovering a remarkable piece of Korean history at number 8, Suwon. Suwon is most famous for one thing: the Hwasong Fortress, built between 1794 and 1796 by King Gyeongju of the Joseon dynasty, is one of the finest examples of Korean military architecture ever constructed. A 5.7-kilometer circuit of walls, gates, towers, and command posts that encircles the old city on its hilltops in a state of remarkable preservation. Walking the full circuit of the walls takes around 2 hours, and the views from the hilltop command posts over the city and surrounding countryside are genuinely impressive. Hwasong is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it is one of those places that rewards arriving early, before the crowds. Arriving on South Korea's most beloved island at number 7, Jeonju. Jeonju Island, a volcanic island off the southern tip of the Korean peninsula. The dominant feature of the island is Hallasan, a shield volcano rising 1,950 meters above the sea and the highest peak in South Korea. The coastline of Jeonju is dramatic. Black volcanic rock, sea caves, waterfalls that drop directly into the ocean, and the famous Jongbang Waterfall, one of the few in Asia to fall directly into the sea. And the Haenyeo, the remarkable female freedivers who have been harvesting seafood from the waters around Jeonju for centuries, are a living cultural tradition that UNESCO has recognized as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Stepping into the heart of Korean Confucian culture at number 6, Andong. Andong is often described as the spiritual capital of Korean Confucianism. The Haho Folk Village, on a bend of the Nakdong River just outside the city, is one of the best preserved Joseon-era villages in Korea. a living community of thatched and tiled traditional houses where descendants of the original Confucian scholars still live in the houses their ancestors built 500 years ago. The traditional mask dances that originated in Haho, the Byeolsungut Talnori, are among the oldest performing arts in Korea, and the Dosan Seowon sits in a landscape of such serene and careful beauty that it feels like a place designed for quiet thought and long contemplation. And our number 5, Suncheon Suncheon Bay. Suncheon Bay is the largest wetland in Korea, a vast tidal flat and reed bed ecosystem that provides critical habitat for migratory birds, including the endangered hooded crane and the black-faced spoonbill on their journeys between Siberia and the warmer climates. The city of Suncheon that borders it has built its entire identity around the protection of this ecosystem, and the result is a place that feels, refreshingly, like a city that has got its priorities right. Suncheon is not the most dramatic destination in Korea. It is not the most famous, but it is the one that stayed with us longest. Arriving at the cultural heart of Korea at number 4, Jeonju. Jeonju is South Korea's food capital and its most celebrated center of traditional culture. The Jeonju Hanok Village, a neighborhood of over 700 traditional Korean houses with their characteristic curved tile roofs, is the largest and most atmospheric Hanok district in the country. Walking through its alleyways in the early morning, before the day visitors arrive, with the smell of traditional food from the small restaurants and the sound of temple bells in the distance, is one of the most peaceful and authentic experiences Korea offers. And the bibimbap, the Korean rice dish that Jeonju claims as its own invention, is, here in its home city, simply the finest you will eat anywhere. Arriving at the museum without walls at number 3, Gyeongju. Gyeongju is sometimes called the Museum Without Walls. For almost 1,000 years, from 57 BC to 935 AD, this city in the southeastern corner of Korea was the capital of the Silla Kingdom. The legacy of that reign is visible everywhere. The city center is dotted with enormous grass-covered burial mounds, the tombs of Silla kings and queens that rise from the urban landscape like green hillocks. The Bulguksa Temple, built in 774 AD, is one of the finest Buddhist temples in Korea and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Sokguram Grotto, cut into the granite of the surrounding mountains, contains a seated Buddha of great beauty and spiritual power. Gyeongju wears its history lightly, but it is everywhere. Arriving in one of the great cities of Asia at number 2, Seoul. Seoul is a city of 10 million people that manages, somehow, to feel both immense and navigable. The Han River divides the city into two halves that feel almost like different cities. The older, with its royal palaces, its ancient markets, and the lantern-lit alleyways of Bukchon Hanok Village. And the younger, more contemporary south, with its K-pop entertainment districts, its world-class restaurants, and the extraordinary Lotte World Tower rising above it all. Gyeongbokgung Palace, the great royal palace of the Joseon dynasty, surrounded by its mountains, is one of the finest palace complexes in Asia. And Insadong, Hongdae, and the Gwangjang Market, each one a different face of a city that is endlessly reinventing itself, could occupy days of happy exploration. And now our number 1, Seoraksan National Park. Seoraksan is the most dramatic and most beautiful of South Korea's national parks, a landscape of towering granite peaks, deep forested valleys, and rushing mountain streams on the northeastern coast of the country. The name means Snowy Crags Mountain, and in autumn, when the maple and birch forests turn every shade of red, orange, and gold against the gray granite peaks, Seoraksan is widely considered the most beautiful landscape in Korea. The Ulsanbawi Rock Formation, 6 massive granite boulders balancing on a ridge above the valley, is one of the most remarkable natural formations in the park. The Buddhist temple of Sinhungsa, nestled at the foot of the mountains and approached through a forest of ancient trees, adds a spiritual dimension to the landscape that feels entirely in keeping with its character. A surprising, but very deserved, number 1. And that is our personal top 10 of the most beautiful destinations in South Korea, a country that rewards curiosity. The more you look, the more you find. Did our number 1 surprise you? We would love to know what yours would be. Drop it in the comments below. A thumbs up really helps the channel grow, and subscribe so you never miss a new video from Travel Destination Cinematic. Until next time, annyeong! Safe travels, everyone!